Good morning. We're in Acts chapter 6, verse 3. Seek out from among you 7 men of good reputation, full of the Holy Spirit and wisdom, whom we may appoint over this business. This business was to care and feed widows who were suffering from neglect. As a result of that, they said that they had to be full of the Holy Spirit and looking to serve others. And one of the key jump starts for our weekend is being mindful that if you're full of the Holy Spirit, you will have a natural tendency to move towards caring for other people. And these widows were suffering from neglect. They were going through hardship, and they were going through a lack of food. There was food insecurity, and there was care insecurity. One of the things we learn in being believers is we have to get outside the walls. Good morning, Barb. Good morning, Dave, and everyone else tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Daily service is where the church gets outside the 4 walls and does what God has commanded them to do. The predominant part of Jesus' ministry was not focused on being inside a synagogue, but rather it was outside the walls of the synagogue, and it was in the marketplace, it was in the fields, it was by the roadside, all over the place. There are a few mentions of him in a synagogue, but the majority of the activities of Jesus Christ is outside the building, not inside the building. So your relationship with people is outside the building. Your relationship with people is in the marketplace, and that's where being full of the Holy Spirit and caring for other people takes place. So this is a breaking from what we have allowed the church to become. The church has become inside 4 walls, and with the pandemic, it struggles with its identity because it only has one circle inside the walls. So the change has to come in how they do church and how the church is the church. The church is a body of believers. We call churches buildings, or buildings churches, but truly they're just a building. The focus has to be outside the 4 walls to care for people. Good morning, Beth. Good morning, Ellen. As we look at this and jump-starting our weekend here, being full of the Holy Spirit helps us to overcome the natural tendency to withdraw. The spiritual or the supernatural is to care for others, to be motivated for others. And so that's what Jesus did. He walked the roads, he walked the streets, he went through the marketplace and cared for people. That's the demonstrated care of being a believer who imitates Christ outside the building. And so as you go forward and you start 2021, think outside the building. Most of your relationships with people are outside, not inside. And so that's what you have to focus on, that if you're going to care for people and help people, it can't be stuck behind 4 walls. There are so many limits with that. But getting outside and creating circles outside the 4 walls means the church can be a living, growing organism that imitates Christ. And so I really want to encourage you as you go through things today, and as you go through life, jumpstart your day, jumpstart your weekend, jumpstart your month, and jumpstart your year with this idea that the church is not confined to a building. It must be outside. Jesus clearly demonstrated that, and clearly the majority of his ministry was not inside 4 walls, but it was outside the building. When we do that as believers, the church will grow, our communities will be blessed, and we will be far better off than confining ourselves behind 4 walls being intimidated and overwhelmed by circumstance. Remember, Jesus did and said what his Father told him to do. And that's the way we have to do it too. We have to be led by the Spirit, and then when we meet the needs of our community, the community will listen to what we have to offer. That's what Jesus did, and they followed him everywhere. Folks, have yourself a really great day. Enjoy all that God has, and jumpstart it. Remember, let's do 2021 different. Not confined behind four walls and hiding, but rather pick up the phone, text, email, snail mail, write a letter, send a card, call someone, and encourage them. Jumpstart your 2021 outside four walls. God bless you, and have a great morning and a great day.